on out there? It's your boy Biggs. No Mercy recap review. First of all, the overall presentation of the show, it wasn't up to par of what it could have been. I didn't check last night. I should have to see if the pay-per-view was available on TV. So maybe this was a WWE Network exclusive. I'm not too sure, but I think let's just get into it and I'll give you my thoughts as I go along. This is just more of my thoughts on first view of No Mercy. I haven't rewatched not one match, one segment or nothing. Started out the night, the very first thing we're gonna start from the pre-show, work our way to the main event. Kurt Hawkins came out. He didn't have a match. We move on to the first official match of the evening, which was the pre-show match. We had an 8-man tag. We had the American Alpha and the Hype Bros versus the Ascension and the Vaudevillains. The only question that I really have right here is where's Fandango and Tyler Breeze? They should have been incorporated in this match somehow. The Faces got the win, and I think it was just a way to start off the show, being that Baron Corbin and versus Jack Swagger was moved to the main show. Just want to send a get well to Becky Lynch, who was injured and will be back in November. Who she'll be defending her SmackDown Women's title against Alexa Bliss. So the first match of the evening was not the main event. I don't know why they kept reiterating this during the broadcast. The first match of the night was for the WWE World Championship. John Cena versus Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles. This was a great match, and in all honesty, I thought about this, went back and forth, and I'm going to say this was the match of the night. It was the most important match of the evening, and it set the tone for the pay-per-view, which was up against Sunday Night Football and the debate. I honestly believe, being that this is the most important title in sports entertainment / professional wrestling, this should have still went on at the 10 o'clock hour. AJ Styles retained in a great match, back and forth, false finishes. You had the ultimate false finish, and it looked like AJ was gonna lose the title. He basically was put in a double submission and he tapped out. The referee said we cannot end in a double submission. The match continued and AJ won. I was happy. He's the greatest wrestler on the planet. I kept saying top 5, but right now, today, he's better than Kevin Owens, better than Sami Zayn, better than Finn Balor. He's the best, better than Seth Rollins. He's the number one guy in the company by far, with the number one prize in the industry. I'm gonna continue on with my review, and I'm just gonna go off of how I felt about each match. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. I told y'all that I thought the Usos could have won, but I was going with Heath Slater and Rhino, and they won the match. It was actually a real decent match. I feel like when you give the wrestlers time to tell a story in their match, it was a great match. They targeted Heath Slater. They went for the kill shot, and they couldn't get the job done. Rhino with the gore. I think he was on Jimmy Uso, actually. And Rhino picked up the victory for his team. I feel like they're going to let them run with the titles. There's no need to rush to the Usos versus the American Alpha. This is not how you progress as a program, as a brand. You have to slowly build up the anticipation. There are times where people lose the belt a week, a month, pay-per-view to pay-per-view, but let the SmackDown tag titles get legitimized a little more. So I was happy for them. As y'all know, Becky Lynch was injured. So the Alexa Bliss went 1-on-1 against Naomi, and she lost by a roll up of death, as I like to call it. But in my opinion, I think that Alexa should have won. There was no need for her to lose on pay per view. There was no need. I think this was just a way to set up a match for SmackDown Live. They'll have a rematch. Alexa Bliss will get the TV win, 50-50 booking. We move on to let's go to Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger. Baron Corbin gets the win. I think that this was another case of 50-50 booking. I don't really have a problem with it. I think it's just the way that they set up the main event match. It was supposed to be the main event, being the first match. It basically set a tone where there wasn't no ebb and flow to the event. We move on to the IC title. This was a hell of a match. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. We had the Spirit Squad come out. We had the Miz's wife Spray get involved yet again. A lot of false finishes, and Dolph won. I was happy for Dolph, actually. You know, I wish this was the main event of the evening. If he wasn't going to have the world title as the main event, Dolph laid it all out there. And the one thing that I hope doesn't happen is that Dolph loses the title a week or two later in a rematch, because there's a not SmackDown doesn't go on pay-per-view again till Survivor Series, which is about 6-7 weeks away. So I'm just hoping he doesn't lose the belt and then leave. And they just gave him this moment to say, look, Dolph, we appreciate you being here, so we're going to give you this. And then Miz gets the belt right back. If that happens, that would be a damn shame. Seriously, that would be a damn shame. Yeah, I know. I do apologize for the shortness of this review. I just feel like y'all need to watch this pay-per-view, because this was really a two-match. Once Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss was canceled, this became a two-match event. And the main event was Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. The thing with Bray Wyatt to me is this, y'all. Bray has taken so many losses. He doesn't have any momentum to do anything. He was in rivalries with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton before, and John Cena, and he's never come out on top of these feuds, which could have taken him to another level. He hasn't been in a championship position since being Bray Wyatt. So I like that he got the win over Randy Orton. A lot of people thought Sister Abigail was going to debut tonight, being Eva Marie. Thank God it didn't happen tonight. But if they do still go through with this, they could be setting it up for Halloween or something to that effect. I'm just talking. But I thought Randy was going to get the win because AJ Styles won, and Cena, there's rumors that Cena's about to be out for a couple months. And Dean Ambrose, as I said before, is going to get some rest. So he'll be gone. I honestly believe you can put Bray Wyatt against AJ Styles. Like I said, there's enough time between now and Survivor Series to do a title match on live TV. So the person that came back was actually Luke Harper, because Eric Rowan is gone for about 6, 7, 8, 9 months to a year. He's gone for an undefined amount of time. So Luke is back. He never touched Randy, and Randy lost to the Sister Abigail. He basically lost to Bray's finisher. Overall, this pay-per-view was actually great for what it was. I think that the matches that carried the night, match of the night for me, was the world title match with the IC title at a close second, and I give the tag titles third. Oh, excuse me, one more match. Nikki Bella versus Carmella. Nikki got the win. I said I wouldn't be mad if Nikki did get the win, but I thought Carmella should have won the match, so I think they'll do a rematch in the next week or two, and Carmella will get the 50-50 booking in that situation, and Kurt Hawkins will debut this week on SmackDown. So I think they're gonna line up something big for SmackDown. I'm not talking about Kurt Hawkins match, but I just think that they're gonna continue on with some stories, and they're gonna start building new stories for the next month heading into Survivor Series. So overall, I give this pay per view out of 5. I give it a 3.75. I can't give it a 4. I just feel like the 2 title matches, well, the 3 title matches actually, the tag team match was actually very good in my opinion, and I think it was better than advertised. So that's my recap and review, y'all. I did a recap before, but I didn't like how it sounded, so I just said I'd do it this morning. But like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the follows on Twitter. Keep following us. The conversation will continue on tonight, Monday Night Raw. Thank you. Peace.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at InternetSmarks1 for all news, rumors, and updates for everything WWE, as well as live tweets for all WWE programming.